professional football is black magic at the highest level. There's no doubt about it at this point. Okay? There's no doubt about it that it's black magic, that there's rituals taking place, that there's deals being done. Okay? Just look at recent history with what I'm going to break down. And I'm also going to tell you why World War III is coming, guys. And that Champions League win for Paris Saint-Germain against Inter Milan in Germany was very revealing. This is why I code sports, to reveal. So the first thing I want to focus on is, I briefly covered it in my short videos. Kyle, God bless you. Can everybody hit the like button watching? Every single person. All right. This is definitely a stream as well where we can be interactive. You guys can share your insights. It's not only me who sees all of this. Emmanuel, God bless you. I woke up today, YouTube took 10 subscribers from me again. Again, just a joke. But I briefly covered Jose Mourinho, Pep Guardiola and Luis Enrique in some short content, hoping that it would be impactful. I think it was. But back in 1998, at the same time, Jose Mourinho, Pep Guardiola and Luis Enrique were employed by Barcelona. All right, Jose was a coach and Pep and Luis Enrique were players. All right, both played in midfield. Obviously, both played for Spain as well. And they're all there together. Now, who knows what was going on? Okay? And that was in 1998. So that is 666 times 3. 666 plus 666 plus 666 equals 1,998. Now, who won the World Cup in 1998? Their first ever World Cup. France. Okay? FFF, French Football Federation, FFF 666, because F is the 6th letter. Now, who was the hero? Okay, who was the hero in that 1998 World Cup final? Guys, it was Zinedine Zidane. Now, what is he known for as a coach? Did he win the treble? All right. These Satanists, guys, they're making some sort of deal with the devil. 1998 is when Kylian Mbappe was born, who left Paris Saint-Germain, and then they go on to win the Champions League without him. So remember, PSG, they had, at one point, they had Neymar, Messi, Mbappe, okay, Sergio Ramos, but they couldn't quite get it done. And now they cruise to the Champions League without those players. Like, who is PSG's biggest superstar? Dembele? The French rugby team have been winning everything. Yeah, remember, guys, Paris Saint-Germain won the 33rd edition of the Champions League after they just hosted the 33rd edition of the Olympics, which mocked Jesus. What's my ultimate goal? To lead you to Jesus Christ, to warn you about war and famine. And I'm going to be right, I'm telling you. At any moment, they'll announce World War III. And that final was so revealing. Any moment. And when I watched that Mission Impossible movie, it was all about the end of the world. It's all about nuclear war. Okay? Tom Cruise was at the Champions League final, hanging out with David Beckham, Tom Brady, Thierry Henry. Alright? Like, they don't know what's going on. Guys, Amanda Allen's in the chat, and he is one of the most gifted coders I've ever come across in my life, and he's a child of God. And he left a comment on my website today, and I was like, wow. Guys, this coding is deeper than anyone truly knows when you do it at the rate that we do it on my site. It's not just about who's going to win. How much money can I win? It's so much deeper and divine than 99.9% of the world are aware. But now check this out, right? Again, let's Cal for Crisis supports Leeds. I coded them to win the league. Before the season began, they did. They won the league. Liverpool won the league. Just like 2020, right? When we had a pandemic. And I told you Dembele got player of the tournament. His wife came on the pitch. She was wearing a face mask. Because another pandemic's coming. A war's coming. They connect. Usually when you have a war, it brings a pandemic. Economic crisis. Pestilence. Mass death. All of this is the four horsemen. Right? Leeds won at the death to win the title from Burnley. Solomon, the wisest man in the Bible. And obviously Solomon for Leeds from Israel. Okay? Now, going back to these three coaches, three of the greatest coaches to ever coach. Jose Mourinho, Pep Guardiola, Luis Enrique. Stude, God bless you. Messi or Ronaldo, not interested. Listening to Jurassic Liars, I told him I think you're the man, but maybe learn from each other. But in my opinion, you got it all sussed, Adam. Toddy Richardson, thanks for that. I haven't got it all sussed. I believe I bring things to the table that nobody else does on YouTube, but I haven't got it all sussed. But ultimately, I've given my life to Jesus Christ. Right? So I'm at peace. But when it comes to the coding and revealing, I know the level that I'm at, but I'm not perfect. I didn't know who was going to win PSG or Inter, did I? I said, I don't know. I probably wouldn't even bet on the game. I got a lot of stuff right, a lot of stuff wrong in that particular game. But the way I broke it down, and like Armando and Lazardo and people on my website like Savvy, Thomas Lockwood all week, right? Thomas Lockwood all week on my website was saying, look out for the number 14. Look out for 14. It's everywhere. And then the man of the match was number 14. So as I've said, it ain't just me. But obviously I see a lot. So the treble is 3 major trophies in one season. Jose's done it, Pep's done it, and Luis Enrique. There's only 8 coaches that have done it. Just like there's only 8 teams that have won the World Cup. 8 guys is about a new creation. It's why when God flooded the earth, he saved 8 people. Right? 8 is about a new creation. That's why Bruno Fernandes is all over the media right now. Is he going to stay? Is he going to go to Saudi Arabia? Number 8. Right? Messi, 8 Ballon d'Ors. This number 8, guys, is enormous. It's new beginnings, okay? Now, let's talk about Jose. Jose won the treble, didn't he? With Inter Milan. Internazionale. It's got Nazi in the middle. Won it with Inter Milan. And one of the big reasons why he won it is Inter shocked Barcelona. Right? You'll see the overlap with Inter and Barcelona. But Jose won the treble with Inter. They had a decent squad, but I don't think anybody thought they were going to win the treble. They were known for being defensively strong. Who got all the credit? Jose Mourinho. Okay? So he wins the treble. And he was with Barcelona. Then you have Pep Guardiola. He's actually won the treble twice. He won it with Barcelona, where he was the captain. Alright? So, Pep, captain for Barcelona. Captain Spain, numerous occasions. And he goes on to coach for Barcelona B. Then he becomes the first team coach. Known for his triangles, yeah? A triangle connects to the Trinity. It's the most stable shape, right? But the Illuminati have taken that triangle. And when people see a triangle now, they think of the Illuminati rather than the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Benjamin, God bless you. Are we going to hit that like button or not, guys? The more people that like it, the longer I'll go. If it stays on 7, I'll just go in like 10 minutes. I've got too many things to do today. So yeah, that like from now on is going to dictate how long I go for. If I get a lot of likes, I presume people are engaged. If it doesn't go up, I'll be like, okay, I'm done, guys. Have a good day. That's what I'm going to do. I told myself that last night. And I think it's very fair. So you got to do your bit for me if I'm going to give you all this time for nothing. So Guardiola won the treble with Barcelona. When he was coaching Barcelona, they were unstoppable. All right, and they were known for their triangles, weren't they? All right, Messi, Iniesta, Busquets, Dani Alves, David Villa. All right, they were a very small team. They lacked physicality, but you couldn't get the ball from them. All right, it was almost like it was magic, like they had the ball on a string. They were just popping it around. Pretty much, you'd rarely ever see the ball leave the floor. And for a few years, I enjoyed watching it as a football fan. I was like, this is new. This is incredible. This is pure technique, discipline, positioning. Just unbelievable. A lot of the time, they didn't even play with a central striker, which I found crazy. And then suddenly people figured them out. So they were just dominating. And I used to say, and I've said that, Nolan, the evangelist, God bless you. I used to say this because I'm a football coach and I played at a decent level. And I said this about Man City with Guardiola. And anyone who knows the game will agree with this. All you had to do with Barcelona was stop Busquets. All you had to do with Man City was stop Rodri. Okay? But what happens when you watch these games? Who was always open? Busquets, Rodri. Like, who are these coaches against Guardiola? The centre half would always give the ball to the defensive midfielder who would start the attack. Why are you not pressing Rodri or Busquets? They were always wide open. And it was always like, oh, they always find space. Guys, was Busquets that fast? Rodri? Just stick on him. Wherever Rodri goes, Busquets goes, follow him. But they were always wide open. Do you know another player that was always wide open? Even though the fact that he could just destroy a team with one pass? Paul Scholes. Alright? Little stubby footballer who had asthma. Didn't like to run. Alright, but let's give him the whole field to just spray footballs. Left to right. I caught that when I was young. But anyway, so Guardiola wins the treble with Barcelona. And he also won it with Manchester City. So Guardiola did it in Spain, he did it in England. That's why a lot of people say Pep's the greatest. Okay? He proved himself in Spain, Germany, England. Alright? Won trophies everywhere he goes. Fergie, okay, he did it in Aberdeen. And he did it with Manchester United. Jose, okay, Chelsea, Real Madrid, Inter, Porto. He's in the debate. Luis Enrique, he's now won 2 trebles. He's done it in Spain and he's done it with a French team. So, Jose wins his treble with Inter Milan. Pep Guardiola wins his second treble by beating Inter Milan. Luis Enrique wins his first treble with Barcelona when his daughter was on the field, who died at age 9. And then he wins his second treble by beating Inter Milan. Just like Pep. And dedicates it to his 9-year-old daughter as Inter Milan got their 9th season loss. And PSG got 34 points in the Champions League. The 9th Fibonacci number. They beat Inter Milan, whose coach was born on 4-5. The 9th triangular number. They win the 33rd edition of the Champions League. 3 times 3 is 9. In to stay on 33 points in the Champions League. 3 times 3 is 9. All right. So when you see all of this, it's just wicked. It's wicked. Yeah, David Villa was absolutely a talented player. That Pedro's still playing, isn't he? Pedro was one of those players that nobody mentioned, but he'd always pop up in big games. Now he's with Lazio, the Eagle, right? My name is Enrique, and Luis Enrique won the treble on my mum's 54th birthday. Wow, yeah, another 9. Yeah, that's crazy stuff. Man City won the treble with Pep the day I was baptized on Prince Philip's birthday. I couldn't believe that, where they beat Inter Milan. And I was a Manchester United fan. And then Manchester City won the treble the day I'm baptized. I didn't care at all, because I'm so over it. Wow, you were named after Luis Enrique. That's crazy. That's crazy. Mourinho's from your hometown, Setúbal, Portugal. So you got a lot of Saints, mate. I've seen the Championship playoff final, Sheffield defenders dropping off. Yeah, they just let him run. And then all he did was just place it in the corner. Remember, Sheffield United were founded the same year Adolf Hitler was born, 1889. The Blades, we know about how the Saints are going to be beheaded. Now the Saints will be playing against the Blades next season because Southampton got relegated. The last goal against them in the Premier League was Martin Odegaard, who has the same birthday as Pope Francis. And the Catholics worship saints. Yeah, Toddy, I think most of us, or the people watching this, loved watching pro football, didn't we? Match of the day, Champions League midweek, Soccer Saturday. We enjoyed it. And then the game's gone. You keep hearing it. The spiritual wickedness has taken over it. Money, technology. Like the youth don't respect the elders, which used to be the case back in the day. Now you've got Yamal thinking he just owns the world because he's obviously possessed with the same magic that's gone on with Messi. It's clear as day. You're missing the Germany connections. Well, I can give you the Germany connections if you want. Yeah, Mourinho won his first Champions League in Germany. 2006, the World Cup was in Germany. And who won? Italy beat France. Alright, so you had the Italy-France, just like we just had the team from Italy against the team from France. So 2006 was also the World Cup. Messi made his debut and Ronaldo made his debut. Did you all know this? Go and smash the like button, guys. This is just, again, top of my head. This is all off the top of my head. That's something that I think I can do differently to most people. Messi made his World Cup debut one day before Ronaldo. So Messi's was on 616. Right? It was 616 when he made his World Cup debut. Ronaldo's was 617, which is Ronaldo Jr.'s birthday. So there's one day between their World Cup debuts. These two players, like somebody said earlier in the chat, Messi or Ronaldo, I'm going to say this to you. Jesus or Satan. I'll give you that. I'm not interested in Messi versus Ronaldo. Are you guys Jesus or Satan? Which one? Let me know in the chat, because you're not in between. You're either for Christ or you're against him. Now, Germany, obviously, Messi lost his first World Cup against Germany. Maradona has the Germany connections. He won his World Cup against Germany. He lost the World Cup final 4 years later against Germany. Right? Pope Francis, the Argentinian, replaced the German Pope Benedict. So it's just all coded. And also, the Most High, Amen, Bridgman. Hansi Flick won the treble with Bayern, and now he's the head coach of Barcelona. Yeah, he won the treble. Now, remember you had Mourinho, Guardiola, and Luis Enrique together at Barcelona in 1998, the year Mbappe was born. Who won the treble the year after? Who won the treble the year after? The Red Devils, yeah? Manchester United. Obviously, Jose Mourinho coached for Manchester United. Pep coached for City, Manchester United's local rivals. And where did Man United win the treble, and who did they beat? United beat Bayern Munich in Barcelona Stadium. PSG just won the Champions League in Bayern Munich Stadium. The 5th team to win their first Champions League final in Munich. And going back to that 1999, who scored? Sheringham and Solskjaer, right? All the people that have just jumped in the stream, please hit the like button. I was hoping to get a few hundred likes here. We have 17. Feel free to support in different ways. So ping that like, please, guys. Sheringham and Solskjaer. Now, what's that? SAS. Do you know what SAS connects to? War. SAS. They used to have Shearer and Sutton at Blackburn. They called them SAS. Guys, it's war. The whole thing is just satanic. Satanic rituals, guys. I'm telling you, and I've shown you. I've written books about it. I'm working on my second one about professional sports being coded rituals. It's just... Remember when Man City won the treble, right? The 68th edition of the European Cup. And they got the winning goal after 68 minutes. And Pep became 6-8 in Premier League titles. And then Rodri won the 68th edition of the Ballon d'Or. And all world wars began on 68 datum Pure. And Adolf Hitler died a span of exactly 68 months after World War II began. Right? You see all of this. Gundogan won the treble as the captain. He was born with 68 days left in the year. All the stuff that I reveal like this, you can't brush it aside. And if you don't understand it, it's because you don't want to. Can somebody give me an amen? It's because you don't want to. You don't want to look. You hear it and go, oh, that sounds a bit extreme. Go look. Actually take a little bit of time. Same with the Bible. Go read it. Go read it. See if what I'm saying is the truth when it comes to the scriptures. Go read it. Yeah, the Special Air Service, SAS. Yeah, they call Mourinho the special one. The chosen one, which is Jesus. Do you know what I mean? Zlatan's got these connections. He's clearly some Jesuit. All right, Zlatan was with Barcelona, with Inter. He worked with Mourinho and with Guardiola. He was with Paris Saint-Germain. Can somebody give me a woo? Zlatan, the lion. Who's the lion in the Bible? Guys, it's Jesus. Zlatan calls himself the lion. Leo Messi. Leo is a little lion. Messi is messenger. He won the World Cup when he was with Paris Saint-Germain. Paris Saint-Germain win the Champions League for the first time the year Pope Francis dies. And he's replaced by Pope Leo the 14th. And then number 14 gets the man of the match. Okay? What is the live stream about? Professional football's black magic and World War III is coming. That's why the treble was just won. There was so many threes in the game, which I revealed and I broke down. Right? And the fact that it was the 33rd edition. So that's what we're talking about. And we're giving lots of examples. Do you remember this season when Arsenal beat PSV 7-1? But they'd struggle to beat teams like Leicester and Southampton. But they could go to Eindhoven and smash them 7-1. Give me a break, man. Yeah, Desadi Dow, DD like D-Day. What's D-Day about? Let me know in the chat. They call Wayne Gretzky the Great One. This is what I mean, guys. It's blasphemy to Jesus. None of us are great. We're all wicked, broken sinners who fall short of the glory of God. Alright? And what you have to understand that these celebrities, these icons, they're possessed. Okay? And they know what's going on, the top ones. That's why I said, in the studio, David Beckham, Tom Cruise, what's he doing there? Alright? Tom Brady, Thierry Henry, they're all in the same studio together. Who knows what they're doing when it comes to magic? And talking about Barcelona, how many of the players do they call magicians? Right? Messi, the magician. They always call Iniesta a magician. They called Xavi a magician. Alright? They call Guardiola a magician. They all get called magicians, these Barcelona players. Alright? They're calling it about Yamal now. They're calling him a wizard. Alright? Have you noticed that? There's magic, guys. You've got to study it if you want. I'm not saying partake in it. Study it. Magic's real. Black magic's real. Casting spells is real. Summoning demons is real. Why do you think God says, what does it profit a man to gain the whole world but to lose his own soul? Clearly you can. Yeah, Washington Wizards. Where did Michael Jordan retire? Washington Wizards. Your beard looks magic to me. I don't know if that's a compliment, but it's irrelevant to the work that I'm presenting to you. Norman invasion is 1066. Fire of London in 1666. D-Day on 6/6. England win the World Cup in 66. Brilliant, Alto. The year the Church of Satan was founded. 66 books in the Bible. Adam, check this out. João Neves' mum died February 2024. Age 50. Yeah, I was talking about that. So I was going to mention João Neves, but it was 2024. His mother died. Luis Enrique's daughter died. Luis Enrique's assistant's wife just died. Marquinhos, the captain, his wife just gave birth to a child who died. And I read an article about it, and I'm like, PSG overcome adversity to win the treble. It's like, there's two ways of looking at it, right? Did they? Did it inspire them? Did all this death inspire them to win football games? Or were they ritualistic sacrifices, which we see in the Bible, where there was sacrifice to Baal? We won't know. I'm sure they know. Guys, you got to understand just how evil people are. Just how much they desire fame, fortune, wealth, prestige to make history. The thrill they get. It's addicts. They're addicted to it. Think about it, guys. Think about the life that they have. How they worshipped. The money that they have. Do you think they want to give it up? Guys, there's 42 watching and 21 likes. Can you all hit the like button? Thank you, baby. Woo! Do you think they want to give it up? The fame, the fortune, the wealth? The lifestyle? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And again, it's not just football. We hear all about how a rapper's mother dies, he goes to number one. You watch the NFL. Player's mother dies. 2 days later, he gets his first touchdown in the NFL. And then he's in tears in the interview. I couldn't have got that touchdown if it wasn't for my mum. Well, what? Why couldn't you do it when she was alive? Well, now she's dead a few days, you get your first touchdown. Was it worth it? Kanye West said if he didn't sign that record deal, his mum would still be here. What's he saying there? Once you taste the victory, you don't want to taste the defeat. Yeah. Guys, think about drug addicts, right? Think about what they'll do for drugs. They'll steal from their family. Some of them will kill to get their next fix. Are you aware of that? So these celebrities, who I believe are demonically possessed as well, so they're going to have demons whispering in their ear, are doing all sorts to stay relevant. And what bothers me is how it always gets turned into a love story. That's what bothers me. Because it's sick. I think a lot of these players do know. I think the commentators are aware. I think the commentators are high-ranking magicians and they go under the radar. And even the pundits. Give me a woo if you agree with this. Jamie Carragher and Gary Neville should have got nowhere near the Premier League. Nowhere near representing their country. Nowhere near captaining Liverpool, Manchester United. They wasn't good footballers. They weren't good on the ball. They had no speed. Okay? Technically, they struggled. They should have been nowhere near the Premier League, let alone a professional contract, in my opinion. Yet, they captained Man United, captained Liverpool, played for England, and now they're pundits for Sky Sports. They know what's going on. And that whole story with Man United, they knew there was witchcraft that went on. The Neville brothers, Nicky Butt, Paul Scholes, David Beckham, all right, they all come through at the same time. Right after Alan Hansen says, "You'll win nothing with kids." Ex-Liverpool legend. All right, obviously a ritual because he's always remembered for that now. And then they win everything with kids. And then they all go on to play for England. All go to major competitions. Give me a break. And Gary was better than Phil. And then their sister plays for England in netball. I wonder what magic Neville did to ensure that would happen. This is just what I'm talking about. Yeah, Gary Neville should not have been in the Premier League. I don't think he should have been a professional footballer. You know what they always say about those type of players? They're intelligent. They make the right decisions. They're leaders. All right? Because they're not very good, so you've got to give them those titles. They're leaders. They're motivators. Never say die. Oh, just not very good. If you put me now one-on-one against Gary Neville, I would absolutely murder him. And I'd probably murder him jogging. Right? I saw him race against Carragher from, I think it was from one side of Anfield to the other. And I was like, oh my word, like, they can't be that much older than me. Running like they had a caravan on the back. When it comes to gaining muscles, I'm not a guy who's going to gain muscle. I'm massively ripped. I'm really fit. I don't gain weight. I'm not somebody who's obsessed with my body either. But I've pretty much had the same figure since I was 18. I don't know if that is a good thing or not. I would say it is. Messi and Ronaldo have both visited the Pope. Well, check this out. Right? I'm going to ask again to hit that like button. I'm going to do maybe 20 more minutes. Because I've got a lot I got to do today, a lot. Listen, Francis became the Pope 2013, didn't he? And the same year he became Pope, on the same day, he invited the Argentinian national team and the Italian national team to the Vatican on the same day. You can look, Messi's there, Buffon's there, all right? And what happens not long after? Italy win the Euros. Argentina won the World Cup. Copa America. And Italy and Argentina, they both met with Pope Francis on the same day. They got his blessing. There used to be two twin brothers who played for the same NHL team, connected to 9/11, and twins and made the finals in 2011. People used to call them sisters. Well, they are females. Yeah, that's another thing with that as well. The soldiers of Rome distracting the world from the digital beast prison system, brother. Bang on, Kavinsky. I agree with you. The digital ID is coming, the mark of the beast is coming, World War III is coming, famine's coming, Jesus is coming. And I'm telling you, go watch my video about Mission Impossible. That is what's going to happen. There's going to be warnings of nuclear war worldwide. And people are going to be in panic mode. Watch. It's going to happen. Yeah, they don't want to listen. Unless it's positive. Like the PSG code. PSG have an almost perfect match to war. They both have the 39, 15, 42. Okay? This is a spiritual war which you saw at the Olympics in France. Yeah, no fear with Jesus. Yaffa, God bless you. No need. We know where we're going. We're going to heaven. Where Jesus is going to wipe away every tear. There'll be no more pain, no more sorrow, no more death. No more confusion, destruction, devastation, famine, temptation, none of it. That's what I'm waiting for. So, for now, it's just letting people know. I am so shadow banned, it's absolutely disgusting. But I'm okay. Because I know why. Satan hates the truth. Simple. Because the truth defeated him on the cross, which is Jesus. Those two twins were 33 and 22. Master numbers. Yeah, the Twin Towers were up for 33 years. And 911 became the emergency dialing code 33 years before the Twin Towers came down. Like, yeah, obviously those two brothers getting master numbers, like, give me a break. I told you yesterday that 108, the sacred number in geometry, 1 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 times 3 equals 108. That's why Messi scored in the 108th minute, Argentina's third goal, and they ended up winning the World Cup to get their third World Cup in their history. And they stayed on 3 World Cup final losses. It's sacred. Messi had to score after 108. What do you think of Gaza's statement of having the keys to the Vatican? You mean Gaza like Paul Gascoigne? One of the greatest English footballers? Something went on with him. He used to talk about wrestling his demons. Obviously, he was an alcoholic. He put in spirits inside of you. Yeah, I do believe, whether it's MK Ultra or something, yeah. Something went on with Gaza. They bleached his hair blonde. I've done videos about it. Notice that Yamal got blonde in his hair. That Dow got blonde in his hair. All right. Neymar did his hair blonde. Messi did his hair blonde. Bieber, Eminem, the Kardashians. I've done all of this. I've covered it all. But Gascoigne, yeah, he bleached his hair blonde. Euro 96 when he was like incredible. But I also believe that the devil plays with these people. Although Gascoigne was incredible, when it comes to football, he will always be remembered for not scoring against Germany. And obviously when he got that yellow card in 1990 and he cried because he knew he couldn't make the final, that seemed like a bit of a show. Lineker knew what was going on. Again, Lineker, who knows what he's got up to. He went to Barcelona, didn't he? Captained England, Golden Boot winner. All right, some match of the day presenter. Someone like Lineker, they're high ranking. There's no doubt they're high ranking. And whether it's witchcraft or masonry, or maybe masonry incorporates magic. I've never been a mason. But with Gascoigne, yeah, he'll be remembered for not stretching his leg far enough in 96. Yeah, it's sad. But it's what the devil can do. He can give you these moments, but look at Gascoigne now. Look what happened to George Best. Look what happened to Maradona. Look what happens to a lot of these celebrities. Satan devours them, guys. So whilst he's giving them fame, fortune, women, this just lifestyle, look what happened to Freddie Mercury. It leads to destruction. Remember, the Bible says Satan's the father of lies. He came to kill, steal, and destroy. That's what he does. But along the way, he might give you moments. He might give you moments of, wow, this is all worth it. You see them when they celebrate lifting that Champions League. I wonder how they feel the day after when they realise they sacrificed family members, loved ones, to lift the trophy. Maybe they just have no remorse. Maybe they love it so much they'll do it all again. Maybe some of them turn away from it and then you're like, whoa, he was so good last year. Why did they release him? You see that with a lot of players, they were amazing and then they just disappear. Because maybe they're like, what have I done? Maybe they actually have remorse. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. It's not worth it. Whereas the other ones are like, yeah, tell me what I need to do, I'll do it. I want to taste that again. It's truly wicked, Kavinsky, and it happens. There's no doubt. Like I said, it's biblical. It's gone on. It's gone on for so long. Goats have scored the 2014 World Cup final going the 113th minute, 1 month, 1 week, 3 days after his birthday. Yeah, and then we had the pandemic declared on 11/3. Like Goats, so what happened to him after that goal? Do you remember what happened to him? He got that goal, his crowning moment is forever going to be remembered until the world comes to an end. And then he just disappeared. His career just went down the pan. It should have gone like, but it didn't. There's loads of examples of it. Yeah, goats, it does sound like goat. Ganacho, yeah, another one who's just not very good, did his hair blonde. Yeah, that's true. 108 is connected to wholeness, infinity, interconnections, and all of that. Jesus eternally paid for man's sins, debt on the cross. Yep, amen. You do see that in the book of Hebrews. Thank you for that. So yeah, the satanic celebrations, I've done videos about it. There's clearly demonic possession. There's clearly, these players are part of the occult, right? They're involved in magic, witchcraft, deception, all right? They always get presented as angels of light if they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. If they rebel against their beast system, you'll find out there'll be a headline about them, that they did this or they said that. And then they decide, okay, are you going to come back to us? Are you going to play along? Or are you going to go against us and we're going to destroy you in the media, which we own? That's what happens. So more often than not, they'll go back to the witchcraft, the Satanism. They're like, well, I've already done this, this, and this. I may as well keep going. Sports are religion. Bread and circus. Let's look at the stadiums. It's the modern day Colosseum. So I'm going to end it there. And again, when I get my laptop back, I'm going to do a stream about salvation. Keep an eye on World War III. Okay, but have no fear. But also know that this world can end at any minute. So you better know who Jesus Christ is. You have to at this point. If you can't see the signs now, you probably never will. If you can't see the world is on the verge of complete and utter destruction, and all the signs that we've been given, you likely never will. So today, guys, today's the day. You reach out to Jesus, say, reveal yourself to me. I see this world's collapsing. I'm told that you overcame it. Reveal yourself to me, Christ. Show me that you are the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords. He'll reveal himself if you really want a relationship. It's what he did with me. I do believe the stars are in compromised positions, yes. All magic comes with a price. There'll be some sort of deal that's being made, all right, where they get stuck and there's consequences. I've heard in Freemasonry, if you reveal the secrets of the order, they can kill you. That's why they put a sword against your neck or your heart. I don't know exactly, but I think they put a sword by your heart, and they basically say if you reveal the secrets of the order, basically threaten your life. So yeah. And they'll threaten your family's lives as well. It's tough. It's like, do you know how I see it? Smash the like button before I go. I see it as the cartel. When you study the cartel, they'll get you in, they'll make false promises, they'll give you this lavish lifestyle, all right? A lot of these pro athletes, they say they came from nothing. All right? I'm not sure how true it is. Some of them will be true. But when you become part of the cartel, at the beginning, it's all great. All right, you're making this crazy money. All right, you're part of the family. They protect you. They look after you. But there's also unwritten rules. If you don't do exactly as they say, they will murder you and they'll kill your family. So I think pro football, pro sports is like the cartel mindset. It's that ruthless. We'll give you this, this, and this, but you're going to do this. And if you attempt to go against us, there's going to be huge consequences. I think that's what it is. I think it's like the cartel. That's what I think. The devil always destroys his pawns with false promises, the father of lies. Exactly. Yeah, Vinnie Jones did grab Gascoigne by the balls and then he goes to Hollywood. I know Vinnie Jones as well, which is interesting. Germany's 13-3 versus Portugal head-to-head. They won the last 6 matches. Last loss versus Portugal was in 2000. Wow. 13-3 is when Francis became Pope. So we'll leave with that. Yeah, Jesus Christ paid for our sin debt with his precious blood. I love this. These are the people that I want in the chat. The ones that see through the darkness, but they know who their king is. Jesus Christ. Thank you, guys. I'll read this from Patrick, then I gotta go. My voice is going. Deuteronomy 31:6. Be strong and of good courage. Fear not, nor be afraid of them. For the Lord thy God, he it is that doth go with thee. He will not fail thee, nor forsake thee. Micah 6:8. He hath shewed thee, O man, what is good, and what doth the Lord require of thee? But to do justly, and to love mercy, and to walk humbly with thy God. I pray the Lord Jesus Christ gives you even more zeal to spread his truth. Thank you for your prayers. Take care, guys. God bless every single one of you. And the information I just gave you about Guardiola, Mourinho, and Luis Enrique, it has to at least make you think. It has to make you think. It's not what you think it is. Take care. Much love. God wins.